Hi there, it's Robin here from Win with Robin, and I'm bringing you this message from a beautiful sunny day in Scotland. I live on a tiny little island on the west coast, and it has been horrible for the last few days. And the wind, it's very, very windy, so I hope you can hear me okay. The wind seems to have blown the rain away, so I'm going to take advantage of the sunshine and talk to you for a few minutes in my walled garden on my little island. And today I want to talk about something that I come face to face with all the time in my business. It is this self-esteem of my clients. And I've talked to hundreds, if not thousands, of clients in one-to-one consultations over the years, and it's pretty obvious to me that self-esteem is a huge roadblock in the success of so many people in business and in their personal lives. So if you can do anything to improve how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself, I think it might be one of the number one best things that you could possibly do. So how do you create a better self-esteem? How do you do this, which will help you reach your goals faster? You probably know that mindset is key in setting and achieving goals, and you can you can create goals, and you can set yourself targets even if you have low self-esteem and self-belief, but they're probably going to be very weak goals and not really going to have any substance. I hear people say things like, oh yes, I'd like to earn another $500 a month so that I could have just that little bit extra left over, after I paid all my bills. Now that's, to me, is very lukewarm kind of goal setting, and that person probably has quite poor self-esteem, and they're pretty much laying the groundwork already for a failure. Rather than, if you've got strong self-esteem, you might say, develop a strategy that's going to earn me $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, so that I can make my business really take off this year. And I'm going to do this. I can do this. Okay, so that's, if you're thinking about goals, think big, be positive, and it'll make a big difference. Now, one of the other traits that I see a lot to do with self-esteem is people self-sabotage their careers, self-sabotage their relationships, their personal life, because their self-esteem is so low. So, if your self-esteem is high, you're not going to go out and get absolutely blind drunk every night, or you're going to sit and eat, tons and tons of unhealthy food and make yourself ill, because you're going to like the person you are, and you're not going to want to harm yourself or harm your business, and you're not going to be trying to escape from the daily humdrum of your horrible existence. So it's important to be happy with yourself, and learn to grow and be happy, and your self-esteem is going to be more likely to be on target if you do that. Now, if this doesn't sound like the way you think, and you maybe do drink too much sometimes, or you do try and escape from your life, then maybe you need to work on that, self-esteem. But the good news is, it's building self-esteem isn't that hard, and you could just start small with 5 minutes, 5 minutes a day, and then build up from there. And you know, an example would be like today. I'm sitting here in the sunshine. It's absolutely glorious. I could take 5 minutes today, and I could ask myself, what do I appreciate about myself, and what I might bring to the world. And this would give, this gives you a burst of happiness, that feel good feeling that is going to make you more likely to keep doing things like that. And often when I talk to people about self-esteem and coach them about it, I ask them, you know, if they've got like a devil on their shoulder, an inner critic that is talks them down all the time, and um, Most people say yes. I would say most people feel that they've got this negative inner critic that is talking down to them all the time. And when I ask them, does this inner critic have a name? 9 times out of 10, they would say yes, it does. And it's usually somebody from their past, somebody who's always talked down to them, who's made them feel bad about themselves. And then they've taken that negative talk from somebody else, maybe from your childhood, and then they've transferred it internally into themselves. And so they say it back to themselves. So when your inner critic says to you, oh, you can't do that, John, or you can't do that, Jane, just tell it to hush up and go away. Or words, stronger words than that. Because you're not going to listen to it anymore. Okay? And if you keep on working on dulling down that inner critic's voice, eventually you won't be able to hear it at all. Okay? And if you don't have a particular name for your inner critic or a particular person in mind, just say to yourself, stop whenever you catch yourself talking down about yourself or what you're doing. A trick I quite often use with clients is to get them to put an elastic band around their wrist, just a plain old elastic band. And every time that they are being negative about themselves, every time they find themselves talking down about themselves, what I get them to do is pull that elastic band, snap it hard. Okay, and it can be quite sore, but it's also quite effective. So that is a very, very good tactic. Nobody can really tell you're doing it as such. You can just quietly ping that elastic band, and that will remind you that you've been talking negatively, and you will eventually stop doing it so much. Okay, another good one is to keep a journal or a diary, little bedside diary. Keep it right beside that alarm clock, and just before you go to sleep at night, write down 2 or 3 things that you found to appreciate about yourself that day. And then as this diary grows over time, you can go back and reread some of these comments you've put in and see if they really are that positive. And what you might find is that you're becoming more and more positive over time by doing this, and you may feel that some of those original statements were a little bit negative. So cross them out and go back and rewrite them in a more positive frame. And it's amazing how powerful that can be. Another good thing you can do is try doing some positive things for yourself, practical, physical things, or for other people as well. I mean, an easy one would be, one I quite often tell people to try, is just treat yourself every so often. Treat yourself to an extra long, hour-long bath. Just really pamper yourself. That'll make you feel better. But doing things for other people is also very, very powerful. Go and walk the dog for your elderly neighbour. Go out of your way to find a kind thing that you could do for even for a complete stranger. Open doors for people. Help people put groceries in their car for them. If you ask before being asked if you can do something, maybe something for your child's school, or lending your expertise about whatever you are good at doing to somebody else. If you can ask before you've been asked, then it's a lot more of a powerful thing to do. Another good one is if you still go to work. Luckily I don't have to do that now, but if you still go out to work, find somebody in your workplace that maybe needs a kind word. Just simple as that. There's always somebody who's having a worse day than you are, and it could be a home situation, it could be a work situation, but you don't have to get involved in the drama of their life, but just make the effort to say something nice to them, compliment them, and that can go a long way to making them feel better, but also to make you feel better about yourself. And making yourself feel good and making other people feel better about themselves is a really good way, it's a wonderful way to build up that self-esteem. And so that's just a couple of things. I could give you a lot more ideas if you want to hit me up on Facebook or find me on my blog, winwithrobin.com. Another just thing to finish with is if you could surround yourself with super positive people who are on the same mission as you are, that's a great way to boost your self-esteem. I have a great bunch of marketing friends that have helped me a lot. I learn from them, but they're also fun. We get together occasionally, all around the world, and it makes a huge difference to me. So if you think that might help you, you'll find a link somewhere around this video. Click the link and come and join us, and let's see what we can do together. Okay, so that's all from Robin today at Win with Robin. I'm going to not going to chance this sunshine for too much longer because the wind will probably blow some more rain along. So that's it from Robin at Win with Robin. Hit me up on Facebook, visit me on my blog, subscribe to my Win with Robin podcast on iTunes, and let's talk, okay? That's all from me. Take care now. Bye bye.